This is gonna be kind of like a different video, and I'm not trying to do like a Charlie Morgan trend. I'm too late on that. I just didn't feel like recording a full blown video, so this is gonna be kind of raw. Just trying to throw out some of the lessons I learned this week. Mainly gonna be more on the philosophical side because I've been reflecting a lot on some of the things that I'm missing, because I feel like again over the last few weeks, like the fulfillment side of thing, it has gone out of the window with the business, right? So I haven't been enjoying everything as much. So that's why I'm kind of going through that phase right now. So we're just gonna be like philosophical as opposed to SMMA. If that's not something you kind of care about, feel free to leave the video. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that because just for me to look back on. So one thing that I realized last week is like it's so easy for you to forget some of the things that you learned, a couple of months ago or maybe like a year ago, uh, just because you're on the day to day and it's like it just went on the back of your mind and you never think about it again. So one thing that I got remembered again, you need to be reminded more than you need to learn new things, right? So that's gonna be some of the like one of the practice I'm gonna be kind of putting in. Uh, like every day I'm gonna be trying to you know re-remember some of the lessons that I learned a couple of months back that kind of took me to kind of maybe improve the quality of life I had, like my mental confidence, mental peace of mind, and things like that. So that's gonna be the first thing. Another thing is I remembered a quote because I was doing this exercise this Thursday, and I remember this quote, which is, unless you like life will repeat yourself mindlessly unless you become mindful, right? And that's such a good quote because like if you just try to ignore a problem that's so fucking apparent and you just feel like okay, I'll ignore it, this will not happen again, and that's exactly the opposite of what's going to happen. This thing will repeat itself, and it will, like a similar circumstance will pop up in your life again, and you'll have to confront it. If you don't confront it, it will keep repeating, right? So something that I feel like I have been making a mistake of over the last few weeks. Another thing that I want to kind of talk about, which is this quote that I saw. Wait 1 second. Which is, and I'm kind of paraphrasing this. So yeah, so this is a really good quote that I learned from one of my relatives. Actually, he's super smart, and so so it was something with regards to the mind never likes to stay in the present. It always like to wander around. So if you notice yourself, and this is something I've noticed with myself all the time, which is it like your mind would always try to think and go back to the future, like a future state of some sort, or like your past, right? Maybe it's trying to kind of dwell on the negative things that happen, or like a positive thing that happen, or like an experience that you wish you would have in the future. It will never be on the present, right? That's a fascinating thing about mind, and it's like root of all suffering. So you'll notice that whenever you're kind of dwelling in the past the or the future, like you will not be you will like you will not feel good, right? It's also it's such a, and this is something that spirituality talks about all the time, like being present, right? And I found that whenever I notice something and whenever I notice that, kind of catch myself now, because I only recently started to kind of do it again. I used to do it like a couple of months back, and it's completely went out of the back of my mind. And I started do it again recently, and I found that it has given me so much more fulfillment because I'm just focused on the thing that is in front of me right now instead of trying to change what I cannot change, right? Because the present is the only thing that you can control. Future you can't control that, past you can't control that, right? So just noticing my mind when it kind of wanders off, and getting it back to the original, the present, right? And that's why meditation helps, right? It makes it easier for you to kind of catch those things when the mind wanders off. So yeah, a couple of things that that helped me, you know, get out of like the ups and downs that I'm currently going through. So I hope that helps out with some of you. I know this is like kind of like a different video, more of like on the philosophical side, but let me know if that helps. If not, I'll just look back on this because I want to remind myself of these things, right? Because it's very easy to forget them, and again, it's much more important to remind yourself the things that you already learned in the past instead of learning new things. I think it's reminding yourself is much more important, right? So that's it. Have a good night.